Hello everyone. We will see the basics of electrical power generation and how power generation is being carried out. Electrical power is very important for daily usage of any customers or consumers. Basically, electrical power generation is carried out by means of two ways. One is by means of conventional fuels or fossil fuels. Other one is by means of non-conventional energy resources. Fossil fuels are like coal, atomic energy. These are called as the fossil fuels. And non-conventional energy resources are solar, wind, fuels, there is mini hydel plants, etc. etc. These are termed as the non-conventional energy resources. Technologies used for generation process are electromagnetic induction, and fuel cells works on electrochemistry, nuclear transformations, thermoelectric effect, photovoltaic effect, etc. Alternative energy is on just about everyone's mind these days because it is nearer to the load center. It can be installed at the domestic level also, reduces the system losses, and fuel is at free of cost, etc. Nowadays, this conventional system is becoming the deregulated system because of this non-conventional energy resources that are entering into the generation scheme. At the system level, rescheduling of units is done from time to time. This is based on demand and on the grid, change of amount of power generation from the units, optimizing resources based on loads, improving the overall generation efficiency based on load curves and resource availability. In the recent days, new scheduling methods are used to make decisions quickly based on purchase policies, load demand, under deregulated environment, etc. And so these are various images of various power generating units that are considered. Environmental impacts when we consider because of these generations. We have to use water for generating the energy by means of either steam plants or by means of either hydel plants. Environmental hazards should be considered while installing the nuclear power plants. And when fossil fuels are burned, reduction of flue gases, CO2, NO2, and etc., and other particulate matter that is emitted into the environment should also be considered. So, how a generation process that is done is monitored is. So each and every generating station, a generator has to run by means of the Faraday's laws of electromagnetism, and then a generation a prime mover is required to generate the power. The prime mover runs with the help of either water, with the help of either steam engines, or with the help of either gas turbines, etc. in conventional generating stations. And this is how the process is monitored entirely. And when in the recent days power is generated by means of the renewables like solar, wind, and then biomass power plants are also popular nowadays, which uses the solid waste material, so that huge amount of the power can also be generated by means of the biomass plants. And combined heat cycle plants are also popular, which increases the generation efficiency of the system. Finally, how the power reaches us is when the power is generated from the power plant, and it is transmitted through the transmission system, and then the transmission system is in a big pool, and power is stepped down, energy is stepped down at the distribution level and is transferred to the domestic level. So as a whole, the entire electrical power system is treated as a generating system, transmission system, and the distribution system. And this is nowadays when because renewables are entered into the system, So the term smart grids or the term distributed generation has become more popular, where the entire power is generated at the domestic level also, or at the consumer level also, or at the industrial level. The power is generated, and the remaining power is pumped to the grid. So which is transforming the entire grid from the conventional system to the latest smart grid environment. Thank you for your attention.